Hi, hello. So today I am back home. Well, I'm back in Colorado Springs, but I haven't gone home yet. I'm staying in a hotel. I really wanted to connect with my husband first, and yet I knew my kids wouldn't really understand if I came into the home and then um, didn't spend time with them and spent time with my husband first instead. So I actually came into town and I checked into a hotel room, and I might have said this to you guys before, but as part of my journey of getting better, I'm trying to have a lot more joy in my life and a lot less stress. And so my husband and I hired a weekend nanny. It's like someone that would come on Saturdays and Sundays to be a part of our family and help us out. And so I came in on the weekend and I checked into a hotel room, um, and today's Sunday, and my husband came this morning, and we had breakfast and watched a comedy and just spent so much of the day together. Went plant shopping. Yeah, it was really great. We were supposed to have like fun, exciting things to do, and I of course wanted to go plant shopping, and my husband says he's going to add it to his comedy skit that he's working on of how how he wanted to go do whatever boys want to do, but I'm like, I want to go plant shopping. That's my fun happy place. So yeah, so that was great. But I did want to just give you guys a little bit of an update on and now actually I'm staying here again overnight tonight, because then I'm gonna come in the morning to my home when my daughter's at preschool, so that I can spend lots of one-on-one time first with my baby boy son. I miss him so much, because he's only 6 months old, and I just really feel so much pain and sadness about having to leave him and wean him at such a young age. And so I really want to come in and spend uninterrupted time with him before my 3-year-old daughter gets home. So yeah, so that's good. Everything's good. But I wanted to update you guys because number one, what I did when I left, I started listening to this book that the doctor, right before I was like gonna leave, the doctor recommended a couple of people to look into, and so I got online and I immediately downloaded their books. One of which was Dr. Nasha Winters, and it's like the metabolic something. I can see the metabolic approach to cancer, and it really resonated with me because I've been having these thoughts a lot of, oh, do I go Gerson therapy? Do I go vegan, salt, oil, sugar free, or do I go like ketogenic, or do I just at least do some vegetables and meat, even if it's not like, oh, am I in ketosis or whatever. Like, well, what do I do? And I know for me historically, especially as someone who basically I cured myself of polycystic ovarian syndrome a long time ago in my life. I know that a low carb diet has worked very well for me throughout much of my life. So that being said, that's what this book actually is a proponent of. It's so interesting. So either way, I'd been craving meat, not salt so much, and maybe not even meat, but maybe oil. I'd actually been craving like kind of weird animal parts like tendon and chicken feet and things like this. Like I'm one of those kind of people that eat weird stuff like that, and bone broth. So I say this because what I did was I went to Whole Foods for dinner because I was on the road for 2 days driving here. And so I went the first night for dinner to Whole Foods, and I bought some organic chicken, and I ate a lot of the fat on the organic chicken and only a little bit of the meat. And I think there might have been salt on it. I don't know for sure. And the vegetables that I know had salt on them. They were like in like the Whole Foods bar, but like I couldn't I couldn't, like, other than raw vegetables, I couldn't find any other cooked vegetables. And I guess I could have, like, rinsed the oil off or something. But, um, yeah, I ate a bunch of, I ate some chicken fat and some chicken. And then I had a bunch of diarrhea that night. It was awful. It was terrible. Um, and you'd think I'd learned my lesson, but what I did was I had two raw salads for the next two meals. So I had that for dinner one night, and then I had a big raw salad for breakfast the next morning. Because again, I was like kind of like confined to only eating at Whole Foods. Because you're stuck, at least me. Like, where I was at, it was like I can basically go to Whole Foods so I can get organic meat and or organic vegetables. But like most places, even if you eat like the healthy salad, if it's not organic, it has chemicals all over it and stuff. So it's just terrible. So I ate these big raw salads from Whole Foods for the next two meals the next day. But then I had the same sort of like high fat chicken again, little meat but a lot of fat for dinner the next day. But I didn't have any diarrhea the next day, so I don't really know. But yeah, it was just interesting. So yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good today, though. I'm really super grateful to be home. I'm super grateful to have connected with my husband. It's just been such a wonderful day. I'm so happy about these plants that we bought. I'm so happy about seeing my children tomorrow. But this is awful. So I told you in one of my videos the other day that all of my cancer markers went down, but one of my cancer markers that I didn't even test before coming and doing the water fast and all the stuff, that one was very high, but because I don't know what it was prior, I don't really have any real indication of like the meaning of it. But then because I'm like now here in my room and settled, I went ahead and like looked that up, and it turns out that it's actually indicative of pancreatic cancer. So I've been a little upset, as you can imagine, because that just sucks. Because now I kind of have to figure out how to investigate whether or not I have pancreatic cancer. Not to mention, I've been reading this other book, When Breath Becomes Air. And I'm actually in this point in this book where, like, I don't know, they mentioned pancreatic cancer a couple of times just recently. It's about this guy who has cancer. Long story short, and he's a doctor and blah, blah, blah. Long story short, they, like, mentioned pancreatic cancer a couple of times. And then when I get to my hotel room and I, like, look this up, I'm like, whoa. So there's that. And it's just overwhelming. It's just overwhelming for me to even start to figure out all the stuff that I'm gonna have to do. But I'm gonna have to do it. So that's that. Yeah. So here I am, back home in Colorado Springs, and I'm feeling a little frustrated. The doctor who I was trying to get with to have seamless care, basically, the administration people at the facility is very slow, and I feel really frustrated about that. So I'm not able to continue my care like a lot right now, but I'm throwing lots of hooks, lots of fishing hooks out there to see what I can do to speed the process up. So but without stressing about it. So that's me just for today. Happy to be here. Thank you so much for checking in on me, and thank you so much for your prayers. Please, please, please pray for me right now. Before this is even over, just press pause right now and let God know that your desire would be for me to at least have comfort and the presence of God and truth and light, and that the sins that I committed against nature, whatever those were, regarding my body and my health, that they won't be irredeemable, and that I can stay here to be a pillar of support and strength for my family for generations to come. Thank you so much.